Janish, if you have any doubts, you can ask me till then. You can write in the chat box. I will address your doubt first and then we will start. We'll start in 1 minute. So I am sharing my screen. Let me know if it is visible. React thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay. So first of all, let me start with giving you the brief introduction of essay writing. I will tell you the 4 band descriptors that are there so that you can understand it, and then we will directly start with the content developing. The first band descriptor that is there in IELTS writing is task response. Task response. What is checked under that criteria? Jenish, can you type in the chat box what is checked under that criteria? Vandana, I can also see you. Can you also type what can we check under that criteria? What is checked? Okay. So I will give you the brief introduction. First, task response. Under that, your word count and accuracy of your content is checked. Second thing that is second band descriptor is grammatical range and accuracy. Again, 2 to 3 things are checked. First one is your sentence construction, then punctuations, then capitalization. All of such things are checked under grammatical range and accuracy. Third thing which is graded, third thing which you have as a band descriptor is lexical resource. Again, in which 2 things are for essays only. We are discussing about IELTS essay, Vandana. So the third band descriptor is lexical resource in which your spellings and vocabularies are checked. And the last band descriptor is cohesion and coherence, under which your logical linkage between sentences and paragraphs are checked. So, based on these four parameters, your whole essay is assessed. I am repeating once again. First one is task response, second is grammatical range and accuracy, third is lexical resource, and last one is cohesion and coherence. Now, most of you face problem in critical thinking for essays only because you run out of content. And that is why I am going to give you one trick which can solve your problem of content building. Let's start. I hope my screen is visible. This. This is a discussion clock. Now, how it works? How does it work? So, here basically 12 topics are given, 12 different viewpoints are given, just like we have on a clock. So, whenever you have any type of essay, you need to think according to these given topics only, whether it is about junk food, whether it is about AI, technology, anything, just you need to think of these parameters and then do the brainstorming. Okay, the first, see, here are the 12 viewpoints. First one is psychological, then you have religious, scientific, artistic, economic, educational, social, political, moral, historical, health, and personal. If you want, you can take screenshot of the slide, so that when you practice later on, you can just refer to this. Moving to the next slide. Now we will discuss how to think. First parameter was personal. You need to think if the given topic has any effect on the individuals. You need to think like that. The second one is social, in which you need to think from the society's or community's perspective. Third one is educational. How does it impact learning quality? Then you have economic, that in that you will need to think how would it affect financial things. Then you have scientific, what technologies or research supported. Then you have artistic, any artistic or creative impact. Then you have religious, psychological. You can take screenshot of these slides. It will be helpful when you are actually planning the content. The last one is moral. Is it ethically right or wrong? Historical. How was it done in the past? That means you need to do the comparison between past and present. That is how you will build the whole content. Then you have health. That means if the given topic affects health, overall health of a person in any way or not, वो चेक करना है. लास्ट है पॉलिटिकल. what would government और policies say? That means गवर्नमेंट का क्या पर्सपेक्टिव हो सकता है या फिर गवर्नमेंट कैसे अफेक्ट हो रही है बिकॉज ऑफ द गिवन टॉपिक, दैट यू नीड टू थिंक. तो ये 12 ऐसे क्राइटेरियाज है जो आपको याद होने चाहिए. और जब भी आपको कोई भी टाइप का ऐसे आता है तो यू जस्ट हैव टू थिंक ऑन दैट पर्सपेक्टिव ओनली, कि आपका टाइम ज़्यादा वेस्ट ना हो प्री राइटिंग करने में. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द टॉपिक्स, तो आपको समझ आएगा. फर्स्ट है होमवर्क शुड बी बैंड. दिस इज द टॉपिक, होमवर्क शुड बी बैंड. नाउ हम लोग जब भी ये ऐसे का टॉपिक पढ़ते हैं तो हम लोग सब कुछ एक साथ सोचते हैं, जिसकी वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा कंफ्यूजन होने के चांसेस है. सो हमने अभी जो देखे टॉपिक्स इन द डिस्कशन क्लॉक, उसमें से पिक एनी 5 पॉइंट्स और उसके रिगार्डिंग यू नीड टू थिंक. जैसे कि फर्स्ट वन है पर्सनल. दैट मीन्स अगर होमवर्क बैन हो गया या फिर नहीं हुआ तो उसका एज एन इंडिविजुअल या फिर एज अ किड क्या, जस्ट अ सेकेंड, उसका एज एन इंडिविजुअल और एज अ किड क्या अफेक्ट है. I have written stress and burnout for kids. If too much homework is given, it can lead to stress and burnout for kids. Now, I want you to write down your point of view according to as an individual. What is your opinion? I am asking as an individual. You can write here in the chat box. Hitvi, Harsh, Janish, and Raj. What is your opinion on the given matter? Please write in the chat so that I can understand how you think. You're not able to think? Okay, let's move. Less time off for other activities. Homework is passive, boring, and creates anxiety. It is better to have creative and class activities that also boost teamwork. Okay, perfect answers. Now let's think from an educational background. How would homework affect the educational progress of a student? Now, write your point of view on the second criteria, which is educational. How would it benefit students? Revision, perfect. Next, social. As Janish already mentioned, other class activities should be there so that it can boost teamwork. Then let's move to the next one, which is health. How would too much homework affect the health of a child? Please write down how would it affect the health? I have written sleep deprivation issues. What do you think? Let me know. Maybe skip dinner sometimes. Yes, even maybe skipping all the meals. Raj, write something. What do you think? How would it affect health? Mental stress, yes. Okay, let's think about the next one. Economic. Then we have psychological, which Harsh already mentioned that it causes mental stress, which can lead to anxiety over grades. That means a kid would always be thinking about the homework and how to finish it rather than learning what was actually taught. और वो रिवाइज ही नहीं करेगा फिर अगर उसके मेंटल स्ट्रेस में यही चलेगा कि उसको होमवर्क कंप्लीट करना है. Last one is historical, modern concept versus traditional learning. Nowadays, homeworks are not given. Instead, activities दी जाती है जिसका report बनाने को बोलते हैं and other things like that. So, the next topic is technology makes people less social. Now, this is the topic, but before I share it, I want to know the personal point of views for every one of you. कि do you actually think that technology makes people less social or more social? Let me know your views. More social. Okay, how? Definitely less social due to laziness, less social. Why less social and why more social? Please give reason for your answer. Okay, let's see the topics. Yes. For personal, okay, first of all, Janish says less social because people would prefer to spend hours on screen instead of getting out and about and meet. Okay, that's a perfect reason. So let's understand this concept from a personal point of view. It creates loneliness even though you have a lot of friends online. When you actually need someone, it you would always feel lonely because of technology only. As the grow in social media can be seen, people prefer to chat. वो लोग चैट या कॉल ज़्यादा प्रेफर करते हैं इंस्टेड ऑफ मीटिंग द अदर पर्सन इन रियल लाइफ. सेकेंड है सोशली क्या प्रॉब्लम होती है, दैट मीन्स एज अ कम्युनिटी और एज अ सोसाइटी इस चीज़ का क्या इफेक्ट है. लॉस ऑफ फेस टू फेस स्किल्स, वो लोग कॉन्वर्जेशनल स्किल्स ही नहीं कर पाएंगे, बात ही नहीं कर पाएंगे. थर्ड इज साइकोलॉजिकल addiction to dopamine hits. That means nowadays we all have the habit of scrolling reels for hours. तो उससे cheap dopamine we can say that is released and that is very addictive. फिर लोगों को कंपनी पसंद नहीं आती है दूसरे लोगों की, दैट इज द साइकोलॉजिकल फैक्टर. थर्ड देखते हैं साइंटिफिक एल्गोरिदम इम्पैक्ट ऑन बिहेवियर. नाउ इट इज़ अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग दैट हम लोग जो सोचते हैं, जो टाइप का कुछ भी कंटेंट सर्च करते हैं, लाइक करते हैं, शेयर करते हैं, वो ही हमारे सोशल मीडिया पे कॉन्टिन्यूसली प्ले होता है और उसका बिहेवियर पे बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट होता है whether you believe it or not. Third one is educational. Distraction in classrooms, very common problem. Moral, प्राइवेसी वर्सेस कन्वीनियंस. प्राइवेसी, हम लोग कहीं पे भी कुछ भी लॉग इन करते हैं, इट ऑलवेज लीव्स अ डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट विच इज़ नॉट सेफ इन टुडेज टाइम एट ऑल. थर्ड है, लास्ट है हिस्टोरिकल शिफ्ट फ्रॉम विलेज स्क्वायर टू डिजिटल फीड. ठीक है, ये है उसके सारे impacts. Make sure to screenshot these topics as I have taken the topics which are very common for IELTS और जो आने के chances are very higher. ठीक है, let's move to the next topic. Invest in public transport. Now let me know your views on this. Do you all think that government should spend more money in building educate public transport or not? What is your point of view? Solve traffic issues. Okay. Other people, let me know your beliefs. Cheaper, more accessible transport boosts consumer spending and economy. Perfect. Solve excessive noise. Yes. The problem of noise pollution can be solved, not solved, can be reduced. Reduced air pollution. We can do other activities while traveling. Yes, it boosts productivity. If a person is not getting time from office and other course, he or she can do or learn things while he or she is traveling. Perfect. Now let's read what is written. Economic. Perfectly fine. Cheaper commute. Job access is easy. Social. Connects diverse communities. If you are traveling in public transport, it is obvious that you are going to observe the people around you and maybe try to communicate if you are an extrovert. थर्ड, हेल्थ. यहाँ पे जो नॉइस पॉल्यूशन और एयर पॉल्यूशन की बात हुई वो इम्प्लीमेंट होगा, बिकॉज एयर पॉल्यूशन की कॉल बहुत कम हो जाएगा अगर पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्टेशन लोग ज़्यादा प्रेफर कर रहे हैं. Then we have scientific, green energy technologies. Then we have political, allocation of tax budget, moral duty to protect environment. Very important topic. It is हमारा एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है एज एन इंडिविजुअल, एज एन एक्टिव इंडिविजुअल, कि एनवायरमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करे फॉर फ्यूचर. लास्ट वन इज आर्टिस्टिक, urban design and aesthetics. You can even take screenshot of this as ये topic भी बहुत ज़्यादा common है and it can be asked in your exam as well. This. Do you all think AI will replace teachers? Let me know. Do you think it is actually possible for teachers to be replaced by AI? First, let me know and then we will move to that slide. Okay, how? Okay. Do you think AI can teach ethics, morals? For teaching and for learning some specific skills, physical essence is very important of a teacher. AI will AI can help you in improving, but it cannot completely replace. See, when you are learning from a teacher, he or she will definitely solve your doubts in a way that you will understand. Then, yes, because cost of salaries are expensive versus maintaining an AI is not that expensive. Psychological belief, if we see, it is the loss of human empathy and mentoring. AI will never be able to feel what you are feeling और कहाँ पे आपको problems आ रही है. That AI will never be able to understand. और आप उसको कितना भी train कर लो, again as I mentioned, जो एक physical essence important है, that you will never get from AI. For that you need a human teacher. Then you have moral. Do you think AI and machines can teach ethics and etiquettes? It is not possible. बिकॉज एआई में वो ही डेटा होता है जो ह्यूमंस फीड करते हैं. देन यू हैव सोशल. स्कूल इज अ सोशलाइजेशन हब. स्कूल ही ऐसी जगह पे है जहाँ पे द चाइल्ड गेट्स टू लर्न कम्युनिकेशन, कॉन्वर्जेशनल, टीम वर्क स्किल्स. ये सब स्कूल में ही सीखना पॉसिबल है. अगर एक स्टूडेंट को, अगर एक चाइल्ड को एआई दे देते हैं एंड वी टेल हिम और हर कि इससे सीखो, देन इट कैन डू अ लॉट ऑफ हार्म. Whereas if you are admitting a child in the school, he or she can learn a lot. तो वो एक फैक्टर हो गया. Then we have historical belief that tech always changes jobs, rarely replaces fully. So ऐसी कुछ कुछ ही वी कैन से जॉब्स है जिसमें एआई कैन फुल्ली रिप्लेस, जैसे जो मशीन वर्क है जो ऑटोमेशन पे चलता है, दैट यू जस्ट नीड टू फीड द डेटा एंड इट विल वर्क ऑन इट्स ओन। तो ऐसी जॉब्स को रिप्लेस करना इजी है एआई के लिए, बट टू रिप्लेस अ जॉब ऑफ द टीचर इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट एंड मे बी इम्पॉसिबल। Now let me know your beliefs. What do you think about this? Write your responses in the chat. Amit, Harsh, Hetvi, Jenish, Raj. Write something. AI can fulfill those requirements of a child he or she wants or needs. Okay. Okay. Then let's move to the next slide. I hope it is visible. Yeah. Very debatable topic. Do you all think that fast food should be completely banned? Let me know your answer with the reason. Do you think that fast food should completely be banned? Make sure to write the reason why you think what. If you need the reference to think about, it is on the screen, available on the screen. Please refer and then let me know your opinions. Okay, Hetvi says no, fast food should not be banned completely. However, we can try to make it more healthy. Okay. So let's see what is given. First, if we think from the perspective of overall health of an individual, it increases obesity and heart disease link. Okay, because of obesity, a person can always have the cardiac related problems. Okay, Amit says yes, whether these are cheaper and harmful for health. Correct. Second, if we see from an economic perspective, healthcare costs versus industry jobs. See, a lot of new startups have been there for fast food, and that leads to economic boost as well. So that is a positive thing, kind of. If we see from from a person's perspective, then they can say that it should not be banned because it is the freedom of choice. A person can eat whatever he or she wants. There should not be any restrictions if we see from the personal context. Then if we see from the social, from like from as a society or as a community, how would it affect? It is very affordable for the people who have low income. It can easily be bought, eaten. So if we see from a social perspective, it is good. Political role of nanny state regulations. Now, do you know what is nanny state? Do you understand what is nanny state? Okay, so it is a kind of a government which doesn't allow anyone, which does not allow any individual to have own choices and own preferences. ऐसे rules and regulations जो किसी भी इंडिविजुअल को कोई भी रीजन में खुद फ्रीडम नहीं देता है कुछ भी चूज करने की. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड नैनी स्टेट रेगुलेशंस. दैट मीन्स वॉट एवर यू डू इज मॉनिटर्ड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. ठीक है. फिर if we see from the scientific perspective, addictive ingredients engineering. Let's say for an example, if we take soft drinks, so it has caffeine, which is very addictive, and then a person would want to consume it daily, despite having the risk of obesity and cardiac diseases. तो वो एक बहुत गलत चीज है if we see from the scientific perspective. Then if we see the moral, बहुत गलत चीज है because advertisements, hoardings and everything is in a way जो attract और influence करता है children को in a very negative way. So if we see ethically, advertisement of such products is very wrong. So now I am giving you 2 to 3 minutes. I want you to think और इसका alternative क्या हो सकता है. Instead of fast food, what should be promoted? You have 2 to 3 minutes. Think and write in the chat. Think and write in the chat what could be the alternative of fast food जो cheaper भी हो, that means affordable भी हो for local public, और बहुत ज़्यादा time consuming भी ना हो. You have 2 to 3 minutes and you can start writing whenever you are fully ready with the views. Think what could be the alternative? What could be the alternative of fast food? जो अफोर्डेबल भी हो, इजी टू मेक हो, हेल्दियर ऑप्शन. या फिर थिंक इंस्टेड ऑफ बैनिंग व्हाट शुड बी डन टू अवेयर पीपल. मैंने जो क्राइटेरियाज एक्सप्लेन किए, जो क्राइटेरियाज दिखाए, उसके अकॉर्डिंग सोचो. व्हाट शुड बी डन टू अवेयर पीपल? लेट मी शेयर दैट स्क्रीन अगेन. हियर, here are the 12 viewpoints according to which you can think. Write down in the chat box now what is your opinion on the matter. Okay, Hitvi says try to eat recently or freshly baked items with high nutrients. Okay, that is a great alternative. But in actual, you need to say that government can increase the cost of fast foods and decrease the cost of healthier items. Higher taxes can be paid. Higher taxes should be, in fact, paid if a person is buying fast food, and lower taxes on healthier foods. That is how it will encourage more people to eat healthy and stay active. That is how. Anyone else? Amit, would you like to share your opinion on the matter? Raj, you are there. Yash. Yes, Amit, you can write down your thoughts in the chat box. Natural items with preservatives with affordable price. Okay, that is a great alternative. So here I explained 5 topics, 5 ऐसे topics जो mostly exam में आ सकते हैं. जिसके अराउंड ही आपके क्वेश्चंस होते हैं। एंड ऑन द स्क्रीन यू कैन सी द 12 व्यू पॉइंट्स जिसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको सोचना है, एंड योर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ कंटेंट जनरेशन विल बी सॉल्व्ड। अगर आप ये 12 में से कोई भी ऐसे 5 टॉपिक्स भी याद रखते हो जिसके अकॉर्डिंग आप सोच पाओ कि ये कैसे अफेक्ट करेगा, whether it is psychological, scientific, economic, educational, doesn't matter, इसमें से पिक एनी 5 टॉपिक्स, और आपका एग्जाम का जो भी टॉपिक हो वो फिर इसी क्राइटेरिया के ऊपर यू नीड टू थिंक, एंड यू विल बी एबल टू जनरेट आइडियाज। Last question from my side. Do you all or any of you have any doubts? Any doubts, and I am here to address. If you have any doubts, we have provided a number. You can connect with us directly on the WhatsApp. We are just a call away. Any doubts, and reach out to us.